Religious politics peaks again. Holds the COVID fight to ransom. Should COVID rules and restrictions be bent for Bakri Eid?
राखी और कुर्बानी हर हाल में मध्य प्रदेश में होगी और इस कुर्बानी को रोकने का आपने जो प्रयास किया है मैं इसकी निंदा करता हूं।
Common sense be damned.
ये कोरोना के खत्म होने के लिए और मुल्क के हालात बेहतर होने के लिए और मुल्क की भलाई के लिए हम लोग दुआ करेंगे।
AIMIM slams the Prime Minister's visit to Ayodhya. Why different rules for different faiths?
आप निर्बंध डाल रहे हैं, आप कंडीशंस डाल रहे हैं, क्या वो सिर्फ लोगों के लिए है और देश के वजीर आजम के लिए नहीं है कि 5 तारीख के दिन वो शिलान्यास करने के लिए अयोध्या जा रहे हैं?
Hindu-Muslim again. The backdrop. Corona. Top focus. To the point. Good evening, you're with us on To The Point. Religious in our country is a highly sensitive topic. Politics is sensitive too, and when you combine both of them and you make it religious politics, it's toxic, it's explosive. Highly tightrope walk, if I could say, for any journalist or any news anchor to actually hold a show on something like this. But we need to put this out there. What is the rule right now? There is a pandemic at play across the country. You cannot congregate more than 10 people in any religious event or any place of worship. Should rules be bent because there is an Eid which is coming around? There's also Rakhi, by the way. Should rules be bent because certain community members who are politicians are asking that maybe this time around that rules be bent so that prayers can be offered in public? Should that happen at all if we take away religion from that? On the other hand, right now, you've had certain politicians who've come out, the AIMIM in particular, saying that if these are the rules that are meted out to us and we cannot celebrate publicly, which is Eid, then why on the 5th of August will the Prime Minister come to Ayodhya with a battery of VVIPs for the Bhumi Pujan of the Ram Temple? All of that in this report. The country in the grips of a pandemic. Common sense would suggest follow each rule of the COVID restriction book. But common sense is uncommon when it comes to politics. Add religion to it, then the toxic combination eclipses every rule, precaution, and basic reasoning. Bakri Eid is around the corner, August 1st, and politics is exploding. Congress MLA from Bhopal, Arif Masood, today opposed the Madhya Pradesh government decision to impose a 10-day lockdown in the state capital Bhopal during Eid. However, forgetting that there is also a Hindu festival Rakhi on the 3rd of August.
एक तरफा निर्णय हुआ, किसी से बुलाकर कोई चर्चा नहीं की गई, किसी जनप्रतिनिधि से चर्चा नहीं की गई और त्योहारों के समय पे इस तरह करना ये बहुत गलत है। राखी और कुर्बानी हर हाल में मध्य प्रदेश में होगी और इस कुर्बानी को रोकने का आपने जो प्रयास किया है मैं इसकी निंदा करता हूं।
सवाल त्योहार का नहीं है। सरकार किसी को धर्म के आधार पर नहीं तोलती, जाति या भाषा के आधार पर नहीं तोलती। हमारी प्राथमिकता हमारे लोगों की जान है, हमारी प्राथमिकता हमारे लोगों का स्वास्थ्य है।
In the last 3 months, there have been instances where every social distancing rule was cast aside to accommodate religious events. Mid-March, thousands gathered at the Tablighi Jamaat Markaz, making it the first Indian cluster outbreak. In May, lockdown norms flouted in religious events at the Maramma Temple, Karnataka. In June, social distancing norms were flouted in Ahmedabad Rath Yatra. In July, attendees flouted rules in ending ceremony of Jagannath Yatra. Illogical commentary using religion as a crutch has continued. If it was a Samajwadi Party MP who said this,
मस्जिदें और ईदगाहें खोली जाएं जहाँ पर चूँकि सारा मुसलमान नमाज पढ़ेगा और पूरी एहतियात से पढ़ेंगे और हमारा ये यकीन है कि ये अल्लाह के दरबार में हम अपनी माफ़ी मांगने के लिए जा रहे हैं, तो वहाँ इसी कोरोना के ख़त्म होने के लिए और मुल्क के हालात बेहतर होने के लिए और मुल्क की भलाई के लिए हम लोग दुआ करेंगे और अल्लाह हमारी सुनेगा इंशाअल्लाह।
a few days ago, West Bengal BJP President Dilip Ghosh recommended drinking cow urine to fight the virus. Public gatherings, especially in religious places where social distancing cannot be maintained, are prohibited in India, owing to the rising cases. An Eid advisory by the UP government directed people not to collect in groups, but celebrate Eid-ul-Adha at their homes. According to the guidelines, transportation of meat and animal slaughter in the open has been banned. This now has been challenged by the AIMIM, which contends why different rules for different faiths.
देखिए, ये जितने भी त्योहारों के ताल्लुक से आप निर्बंध डाल रहे हैं, आप कंडीशंस डाल रहे हैं, क्या वो सिर्फ लोगों के लिए है और देश के वजीर आजम के लिए नहीं है, देश के प्रधानमंत्री के लिए नहीं है? वरना क्या वजह है कि 5 तारीख के दिन वो शिलान्यास करने के लिए अयोध्या जा रहे हैं? उनके एक प्रवक्ता ने कहा कि नहीं, हम पूरा सोशल डिस्टेंसिंग का पालन करने वाले हैं प्रधानमंत्री। तो प्रधानमंत्री जी, हम भी आपको कहना चाहते हैं, हम भी पूरा सोशल डिस्टेंसिंग का पालन करते हुए हमको भी नमाज पढ़ने की इजाजत दी जाए।
While religious politics holds the COVID fight to ransom, the fact is, rules are easier to implement and follow if not viewed with religion-tinted glasses. Take away the word Hindu, take away the word Muslim, take away the festival name Eid or the Ram Mandir Bhumi Pujan, and answer one question. In a pandemic, should people be congregating in large numbers to celebrate anything at all? Our viewers can decide. Bureau Report, India Today. Well, our story asks the question that we're debating on To The Point this evening. You take away the word Hindu, take away the word Muslim, and answer one question. In a pandemic, should any public celebration be allowed, be it a Bhumi Pujan or be it Eid Namaz? I want to cut across to Ghanshyam Tiwari, Samajwadi Party spokesperson. I have Shazia Ilmi, BJP spokesperson. Brinda Adige joins me as a rationalist. She's a social activist, but today she's going to hopefully join us in the capacity of a rationalist. Ghanshyam Tiwari, what is the politics around Eid? Should any festival take place at this point of time publicly? Would you recommend that?
Priti, I think India Today has really taken a good editorial line and has written in right sensitivity that the fight with COVID comes first and the festivities, especially public festivities, come next. What we can take away from these festivals is the religious aspect of it, but we must not take away the spirit that festivals build in community to work together and to feel good in times which are of despair. So I believe that across board, I'm looking at Aaj Tak website, India Today website, the way this issue has been covered is with that sensitivity, where various Muslim organizations have said that we would abide by the rules of Uttar Pradesh government as far as Uttar Pradesh is concerned, that the government has issued. We also believe in the same set of rules. We also believe that festivals are also opportunities for people to make their livelihoods who are associated with festivals. And at time when Modi government is looking at various ways to support street vendors through various means, they should also look at livelihoods of people who are associated with festivals so that we can help as many people as much. But the fight against disease, the norms with respect to disease definitely come first. Mr. Rahman is a 5-time legislator and is 90 years old. He has spoken about religion from the point of view of faith, which strengthens a community's ability to find hope and fight any calamity. And I think the statement should be taken in that respect.
Ghanshyam Tiwari, before I cut across to Shazia, and Shazia, I'll just take 30 seconds more. What is the difference between faith and religion when there is a call to go out and offer namaz publicly in large numbers? That is what your leader did. An
Well, I
MP to
believe-
say the least. Yes.
I believe that anyone who's saying go out in large numbers is not following the norm that globally is now standard in the way to fight COVID.
Well,
I think across board people are talking about going out in small numbers.
I'm glad,
if
Mr.
at all.
Tiwari, at least you admit to the fact that it is wrong for him to say what he did, because he actually went to suggest that if we go out and pray in large numbers to masjids, then the Lord or Allah will listen and COVID will disappear. It's a highly irresponsible statement to be made by any lawmaker, leave alone the age or the depth of faith. But I want to bring in Shazia Ilmi. With that point, Shazia, the question I'd like to ask you is what has been raised by the AIMIM. The rule book where the Uttar Pradesh government is that over 10 people cannot congregate for any religious event. The directives for celebration of Eid is celebrated at home. There will be no public festivity. Do not come out. There will be no markets for animals, especially the goats. Then, Shazia, the question put forth by AIMIM is what's going to happen on the 5th of August? The Prime Minister is going to go for a celebration which is to mark the Bhumi Pujan, which is all well and good, with a whole battery of VVIPs in tow. Definitely there'll be more than 10.
So first of all, I would like to say that this is, one of those years when Hajj, which is the biggest annual gathering of Muslims, more than 2 million Muslims congregate at Mecca to perform the holy pilgrimage. So for the, it's with great, it barely happens, and rarely does it happen that Hajj is suspended or limited, the pilgrimage, so to speak. So while we are religious beings, we all are rational. And we know that while Islam means total surrender to the will of God, but the will of God also means, good health of the people and not to endanger your own safety and public safety, so to speak. So while I say that with all responsibility, I would also like to mention that every year only women, stay back at home, and in India, particularly in India, Bangladesh and Pakistan, there are very few mosques where Muslim women can also go. Does that make Muslim women any less religious, any less Muslims, because they don't go to the mosque to congregate on a certain day? So I think that's a very poor argument. And then talking about the Bhumi Pujan, I think for the battery that is of VIPs that you say will be present there, I think they must follow the rules. The same rules go for everybody, be it Hindus, Muslims, Sikhs, Christians alike, because COVID is religion neutral, it can happen to anybody.
Exactly. Fabulous, Shazia. So you're saying there will not be more than 10 people publicly attending the event of a Bhumi Pujan?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Shazia, that's great, because there was word coming in which seemed to suggest over 200 VVIPs along with the Prime Minister would be there in Ayodhya on the 5th of August.
If they are going to be there, they have to maintain the social distance and stay far away.
But which one will they be, Shazia? 200 or 10?
I think 10 at a time.
Okay.
10 at a time.
10 at a time, but 200 in attendance.
Well, I don't know the details of that, but either way, whether it's Hindus doing Bhumi Pujan, including the Prime Minister, or Muslims congregating in a mosque, both have to be extremely careful. And the first directive has to be to ensure that we do not get infected ourselves or infect anyone else.
All right,
that they cannot be.
Okay.
There's no ambiguity about it whatsoever.
Well, I'm glad, because the official number hasn't come out till now, that how many will actually be going. Will it just be the Prime Minister, or will there be just 10? Because that is the rule of the Uttar Pradesh government. I want to bring in right now Brinda Adige. Brinda, we've debated it time and time again, and it's one of the most sensitive debates to have, because there's a lot of feedback which comes in that you were partial to the guest who was standing in for the Hindus or the Muslims. What's your take on this, Brinda? Be it any gathering right now, because you've had one set which says Eid, throw open the masjid doors, let people offer namaz in public in large numbers. Then you have a set which says, okay, if you've given us a set of rules not to celebrate in public, then why should the Prime Minister, along with 200 other invitees, which was the number which was coming in, and maybe, that's not the case anymore, be attending the Bhumi Pujan in Ayodhya?
Absolutely. the narrative that has to be taken out very, very strongly is to see that those restrictions are upheld. And if it is the Prime Minister going for that puja, and like Shazia says, 10 at a time, are you talking 10 at a time along with his bodyguards and others? Or are they minus? Because when we speak like this, what happens is there is a tone of partiality, concession being given to a certain group, and that concession being negated to somebody else because of COVID. How can somebody tell us that we have to go out there and pray because the Prime Minister now is going for Bhumi Puja and there are going to be 200 people? You are not accepting that India is losing citizens to this virus because we are not maintaining these restrictions, because we have gone out and we have said that to hell with everything. If I pray, if I drink this, if I cover that, if I apply this, the virus will not touch me. And you pointed out very clearly, the virus is A, religion neutral, gender neutral, state neutral. The virus knows nothing except that it can infect.
Brinda, we're having an audio problem with your link. We're going to try and rectify that. We have a huge audio problem with your link. Your voice is breaking.
I just have to say one thing.
Shazia, I'll come to you and I'll come to Ghanshyam Tiwari for a quick word in. So Ghanshyam Tiwari, are you going to be protesting the Bhumi Pujan? Because if you're going to be protesting this, then you also have to protest what's happening, you know, in your own party with most of your MPs, suggesting that open out the doors, let Eid be offered, let namaz be offered in masjids.
Preeti, I think the way the path of religion and faith has its own dynamic. I will not comment on that, but I would say that when politics meets a pandemic like this, we have seen that, you know, I can question as opposition that has the Prime Minister and his government and his party acted responsibly, be it the way Prime Minister addressed a virtual rally in Bihar that eventually led to 75 people in Bihar BJP office getting infected by COVID, including the Bihar BJP state president. So far, BJP has not been a role model of how the political party behaves in the face of COVID. So Shazia ji may not know whether it is 10 or 100 or 200, but I am definitely sure that when 5th August comes, the scenes that play out will not be about how people are maintaining social distancing.
Let's not preempt that.
BJP,
you know, Ghanshyam Tiwari, let's not preempt that, because then we are just politicizing something which you don't know about. I want to give...
I'm telling the evidence of the past as a way to preempt.
All right, okay. You know, the evidence of your own leader, Akhilesh said, why do we keep bringing up the past? Because if you do that, Ghanshyam Tiwari, you're none the richer. But Shazia, I'll bring you in.
The past is playing out. Bihar is right now facing...
Okay, Shazia, I just want to bring you in for a quick comment.
Yes. So let me say right now that it was the Prime Minister who led the way at the time when there was holy celebrations were going on, and said that I will not be celebrating it. This was well before there was a lockdown. And even if people in the BJP have done it at any point of time, it is wrong. So why do we make everything about the BJP or about Hindus and Muslims and BJP versus Congress or Samajwadi Party? I think we should look at all of these as citizens, as Indians, and the same rules apply for all. And I think the Prime Minister would know better and would definitely not want to flout any rules himself. He has been very careful so far. There have been only virtual meetings. Even I know when the cabinet meetings take place, I know the kind of social distancing that takes place. So I don't think that we should speculate and vilify BJP only because one MP of Samajwadi Party and another leader from Congress wants all the Muslims to congregate in the mosque, use the name of religion and succumb to the vote bank politics.
Fair enough. Okay. Ghanshyam Tiwari, 10 seconds. I need to wrap up.
Well, I'm not vilifying the Prime Minister. I'm just saying that so far his party has not acted responsibly, and there's enough evidence on that.
All right, I need to close the show. I wish we had Brinda Adige's audio line back.
I'm there. I'm here.
Okay, Brinda, okay, quickly.
I'm here.
Yes, Brinda, complete what you were saying. I was going to wrap up.
Yeah. The narrative that must go across very strongly is no concessions and partial treatment to any religion. Let's remember the COVID is not neutral. It is neutral. It is not favorable or unfavorable to anybody. And I think it is important that the parties must uphold all the restrictions,
right,
because they are our elected representatives.
All right, and they are possibly model figures. Most of them haven't behaved like that, at least the current commentary that we've seen. But we'd also like to point out, if there is one Muslim MP or one Muslim MLA who's saying open all the doors, let namaz be offered in masjids, is not the point of view of all Muslims as well. Everybody is looking at it through the lens of a pandemic and not religion. And it should be equal for all faiths, the same rules. We're going to keep a keen eye on what actually unfolds on the 5th of August. But before that, we have the 1st of August, which is Eid. Thank you for watching. Up next is my colleague Rahul Kamal. Hi everyone, Preeti Chaudhary here. Hope you like this video. For latest news and analysis, like and subscribe to the India Today YouTube channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated. Thank you for watching.